You know, the video is gonna be good when most of these look white. Today, I'm going to be talking about my top 12 favorite iridescent eyeshadows. This is in collaboration with the iconic The Away. If you don't know her, then please do check her out. She's an amazing creator. I've said it before and I'll say it again, the way she talks about makeup, it just makes me excited about it. And when she said that she wanted to do a collaboration with me talking about iridescence, I felt so seen because these are just my favorite types of multichromes. So of course I said yes, and here we are. Now let's get started. Okay, let's start with Glow by Clionadh. It's described to have a translucent base that reflects turquoise, blue, and violet. What I like about this one is that texture. It's one of their glitter iridescents, and you can tell just how glittery this is. I'm going to place a black base on the bottom just so you can tell how the color looks better, and also because this is what I love about iridescence. It's just the fact that you can experiment with the base because it will transform the shade on top. This way you can dupe shades or just experiment, have fun with your collection. I just love when one thing can be used in many ways. Okay, next shade, this is Space Barbie Hollow from Touch of Glam. I know I just mentioned it recently, but I just can't get enough of this shade. What I love about this one is the color, and this is one of those times where I'm like, the camera is not doing this one justice, because in real life it's like a periwinkle kind of blue, but very electric, and also it has a lot of hollow throughout it, so it's just, I don't have another shade like this one. It's so special and beautiful. I love it. Okay, next, this is Looks by Clionadh. It's one of their series 2 iridescents. It has a translucent base that reflects yellow, lime, turquoise, and violet. Now, this one is very special to me because it was my very first iridescent, is the one that started it all. I remember I used to experiment a lot with this one, changing the base to see what I could do with it. And so this one has a lot of sentimental value when it comes to my personal collection. And I still love it. It's a very good iridescent. It has a more of a limey shift. It's very reflective, and it has some sort of like a pink base, which makes it a little more dimensional on its own, but most of the time I'm wearing it on top of something, not on its own. And that goes for most of my iridescents. The only way that I wear them alone is if they're on my inner corner. Also, I just wanted to mention, I've seen trending that people have been asking what's an eyeshadow form of the unicorn top coat from Sally Hansen, and this is it, next to Clionadh's Luxe in nail polish form. The only difference is you can see a lot more pink in Clionadh's, and that's because it was a smoother formula, while Sally Hansen's, it's a top coat, so it's more scattered. But the shift itself is very, very similar. So I would say if you are one of those people that were interested, what's the eyeshadow form of unicorn top coat, I would say Luxe is incredibly close. Next up, it's Phoenix from Terra Cosmetics. This is described as an iridescent chameleon that shifts orange, blue, and gold. And I don't know if by blue they mean the base, because on the shift I do not see a blue, but you could call the base like a gray that may look blue. What I like about this one is the tones of it. You can see it's like an orangey gold that goes all the way to yellow, but it doesn't go all the way to green because, oh my god, I have so many multichromes that go to green that I'm just tired of seeing it. And it's not that it's bad, because sometimes I do want something to flip to green, but I have so many things that flip to green that I actually appreciate when something doesn't go all the way to green. But anyways, it's a beautiful color and I love it. Okay, next, this is Witch's Brew by Touch of Glam. What I like about this one is the tone, because it's strangely hard to find like a purple leaning iridescent. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just missing something. But anyways, this one is very, very smooth, and you can see it shifts to like a gold, and you can see it kind of has like a white cast, but this white cast is not showing up on the black base, so it's not that noticeable if you smooth it out a little, so it doesn't interfere with the versatility of this shade. The particle size in this one is rather small compared to other shades in here, but as I said, what I like is the color because it's not common that I find a purple leaning iridescent, and the formula is very smooth and creamy. Okay, moving on, this is Walk Me Through Fire by Touch of Glam. This one I absolutely love. It's probably my favorite shade from that whole brand, honestly. If you're just looking to buy one shade to try that brand, I would recommend this one because it's just that good. But also, if you have Radar by Shine by SD, then it's basically the same concept. Except this one feels creamier. If you know the Shine by SD formula, then you know it's like very, very dry. And that's cool if you have oily lids because trust me, those will not crease at all. But if you would rather something creamier, then I totally recommend this one. And so yeah, it's a very fiery shift. On top of this base that iridescents come with, you know, that grayish teal that you can see there. But obviously what's beautiful about this one is that fiery shift. It goes from a hot orange to a gold. And the particle size is just right. It's not too small and not too chunky. It's just perfect. Now from fiery to icy, this is Cyborg from Glam Cosmetics. It's from a discontinued palette, sadly. It was the Machina palette. And that whole palette was worth it to me because of this shade. It's not that the palette was bad, it's just that this shade just stole the show, and if you have it, you probably know what I mean. It's just super reflective, it's very smooth, and the tone of blue is just beautiful. It goes from this icy blue all the way to like an indigo blue, and it doesn't really have a base, so I don't know, it gives this very beautiful, like almost wet effect on the eye. I love it. Okay, moving on, this is Cauldron from Pretties for Your Face. It's described as a sparkly green, pink, purple shifter that shines to the moon and back. And I can agree with that description, honestly. What I like about this one is that texture is just incredibly sparkly, as you can see. And it's like a larger particle, so it's going to look super reflective and textured. And you can see the base is kind of dark, but not really there. So it gives this wet effect almost. And personally speaking, I don't really see this tone of green that often in an iridescent form. So I absolutely love it for mixing and stuff. It's just very, very beautiful. Next, it's Goblin from Clionadh Cosmetics. Of course, I could not skip this one. This is still one of the chunkiest iridescents in my collection. You can see it goes from that beautiful gold all the way to like a silvery shift, I would say. The base in this one is hard to describe because it seems like the particles themselves have that base. And you can see the shade at the top looks way cooler than the shade on the bottom because of that like icy base, purpley base. I don't know how to describe it, but I think it does influence the color of this multichrome a lot. And it's just beautiful. But it's also part of the glitter iridescents, which are the chunkiest shades of all. So if you don't like to struggle with, you know, a little fallout and melting it into the skin, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if what you want is just intensity, glittery goodness, then I totally recommend this one. It's just one of their most intense iridescents that they offer. Okay, moving on, this is Ice Blink from Shade by SD. This shade was in collaboration with Riley aka Second Chefs, and this shade is just one of the prettiest iridescents, not in the way that it shifts a lot or anything, but just in the texture, because you can see it's very scattered. It has like some red particles all throughout it, but also it has these very icy, like shifty, bigger particles all throughout it, so it creates a very interesting effect on the eye, I would say. It's like your eyes are twinkling with this beautiful wet effect. And when it hits the harsh angle, it goes a little bit more cool. You know, that red base that's all throughout it. So again, it's just another layer to this very pretty dimensional shade. I just love it. And I'm not gonna lie, I do miss second shifts, and this shade reminds me of her, obviously. Okay, moving on, this is Sublunar from Terra Cosmetics. The description says it's an iridescent multi-chrome eyeshadow that shifts to hot pink, green, orange, and gold. It has a very sparkly finish. The base is that classic iridescent base that looks sort of like a tealish gray on me, and I don't know if it helps with the fieriness of this one, but it does create a little dimension on that top shade. This is a very similar concept to Walk Me Through Fire, except this is even chunkier and also leans more pink rather than orange. What I like about this one is just how much of a large particle size that is, but also it comes with a lot of chunkiness and it feels very dry. So if you don't like those types of shades, I don't think you'll like this one. But if you like what you're seeing and you don't mind that chunky dry formula, then I really recommend it. It's absolutely good for doing things. And last but not least, I'm sorry to put this one here because it's discontinued and I don't know if it will ever come back, but I so hope it does. This doesn't have a name. This was a shade from a white quad from Clionadh Cosmetics. It was part of the holiday box that they did last year, and oh boy, I hope they bring it back because as you can see, it has a hell lot of particles there. It's like I can identify a pink, a teal, a green, a purple. It's all of these colors mixed in together. This is one of the few iridescents that I like on its own because it creates such a cool effect. It's like you have a lot of tiny fireworks on your eyes all the time. And you do not need specifically this one. You could just mix your iridescents all over the lid and see where that gets you. I'm sure you would create something just as beautiful as this. Phew, and I'm done. Okay, I didn't think I could do this one honestly because I left out so many other shades that I also love. But you know, it was fun trying to see what I liked best. I tried to include other brands because this video could have been just Clionadh because I have so many from them and that wouldn't be fun. I'm just pleased seeing how I created this little iridescent rainbow that you're seeing here. I love each and every one of these shades so much. Not just because, you know, they're so useful, but on their own, oh my god, they're so pretty. This is just my favorite category of eyeshadow, and I hope you can see why. If you also love iridescents, please do let me know which ones are your favorites, because I'm always on the hunt for a good iridescent. Hersa always comes through with her recommendations, so I'm very excited to see her video on this topic. And I'm curious if we're going to have some in common or not. Do remember to check out her video, and yeah, that'll be all for me for now. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.